What's up, y'all? It's Will here at Schedulefly. The story of Schedulefly continues. I got a big kick out of this one. Wes and I were looking at old blog posts. We don't even have a blog anymore. We took it down a couple of years ago, but, early on, so I started in the fall of 2008, and I read the blog post. I'll read it real quickly, or some of it here, that, was written when I was hired in. All this stuff was designed for, I guess, like PR and trying to look official and so forth. So anyway, the title is Online Restaurant Scheduling Leader Schedulefly appoints Will Brawley as EVP. Okay, right there. First of all, online restaurant scheduling leader. That phrase, I'm sure, was, we were trying to use it and use it as much as possible, and blogs would create, natural good search results, and you needed that search term because that's what people look for, online restaurant scheduling and so forth. So we have that in the title, and then it's got my name, and it says EVP as an executive vice president. What? First of all, we don't even have titles. We haven't for a long time. I actually had cards at the time because I was going to be going out and selling, and we thought we might be serving chains, and we weren't really sure exactly at the time. We thought maybe we could, and that was kind of what I was going to go figure out. Can we serve big chains, and can I travel around and meet with decision makers at big organizations that would roll this out to dozens or hundreds or thousands of locations. So I'm the EVP, executive vice president. I mean, Tyler literally said, "What do you want your title to be?" Doesn't matter. I was like, I don't know, EVP. Well, that came because all three of us, and all five of us here, actually used to work at a company that sold to banks, and that was a common title at a bank, and it was a title that would resonate with them, but nobody cared about that here. So, but I'm the EVP, and let's see here. Let me read this thing. We are proud to announce the addition of Will Brawley as our EVP, focusing on sales, business development, and the customer experience. Will brings over a decade of client-centered executive experience to the team and is expected to help build on the strong industry momentum Schedulefly has garnered in 2008. Now, here's the best part. It's a quote. Like I actually said this. Quote, "Restaurant scheduling is undergoing a transformative shift from Excel and paper to the web. I'm excited to work with Schedulefly's hundreds of current clients and tens of thousands of restaurants out there who are just awakening to the operational efficiencies and ease of use of web-based tools like Schedulefly," end quote. And then it reads, "Notes, Brawley." We at Schedulefly are honored Will has chosen to lead our business development and customer experience teams. We know our clients will reap the rewards from this decision. And then it's signed the Schedulefly team. What is that? We would never write something like that now. This is something Wes and I talk about a lot, and he really has nailed it. I mean, who would talk like that in real life? Like, you see a lot of PR things and corporate announcements and things that you find, that are written in newspapers and magazines and wherever you would find any sort of corporate communication. Certainly their websites, their press releases. Nobody talks the way that was written. And I certainly didn't make that quote. We wrote the quote to make it, like who, come on. It's hilarious. Thank goodness, we realized early, like, that's not who we are, so why don't we just stop pretending? I don't need a business card. I don't need a title. We don't need to impress anybody. We don't need to look bigger than we are, because we're not. And authenticity matters. It matters a lot. It matters a whole lot more now than it did then, because it's just easy to pick up on it now. It's easy to discern when somebody's not authentic. It's impossible just about to be inauthentic and not have a large swath of people recognize it easily. So we bagged all that. We realized we wouldn't be serving chains. That's another funny story coming up. But, one of the lessons we learned early on, and we certainly have gained the confidence as we've grown and, the business is very stable, that, you have to be who you are. And you're meant to serve some group of customers, whatever they are, however large that group is, whatever industry you're in. You've got sort of what Wes would call the perfect customer. And we always talk about, like, Who's the perfect customer? And you build what you're building, and you communicate the way you communicate, and you convey what you would convey to the perfect customer. Like if you were sitting down with your perfect customer having a beer, how would that person talk? How would that person act? And if you don't like that person or don't want to serve that person, you got to question, if you're doing the right thing in the first place. So in other words, we wouldn't hang out and sit down and have a beer with somebody that works in a big chain. Like that's not the kind of folks, there's nothing wrong with those people, but that's just not the kind of folks that, we would want to hang out with. Like Wes and I go hang out when I go to Wilmington with, Jerry Allen down there, who owns Jerry Allen's, and we've known him a long time. He's a great dude, but he is very old school, personal relationship, doesn't think technology is going to change the world or make his restaurant better. Just a good dude, who you hang out with. And we don't act or talk any differently with Jerry when we're hanging out with him because he's our customer than we would if he weren't our customer. And that's the perfect customer, right? It's that person. You don't have to change who you are because you're trying to impress that person. And early on, we were clearly trying to impress people. And now, it's not that we don't want to impress anybody, but we want to impress the people that we admire, that we like, that we want to serve. We hope they'll like who we are as people. And then the product is the natural fit when you find that audience, right? The second we try to go outside of the world we live in of independent restaurants and customers, some percent of our customers in other industries or maybe franchisees or whatever, but people that like simplicity, they like authenticity, they like honest communications, they don't like BS, they don't like corporate minded stuff, they don't like flashy VC backed businesses. They just like who we are and what we do and what we stand for. And that matters. And it matters so much to us. And it matters so much, I think, in any business now to be successful. You got to be honest and authentic. Don't worry about the people you're not meant to serve or that you're never going to serve or that you're never going to make happy. It's not sustainable to do business like that. You'll burn out. Even if the business is successful, you just won't be able to take it. So, but it's a big lesson that we learned. And, that's why I'm sitting here laughing at us, at the way we had kind of, early on tried to figure out how to do this. There'll be more of these stories along the way, but it didn't take us that long to really start to figure out, this is who we are. This is what we're meant to do. This is who we're meant to serve. This is what makes us happy. And this is what will enable us to do this for many years. And here we are 14 years in, since April of 2007, this business was started, and still love what we do. So, hey, thanks for listening, and more coming soon.